character.
Moné. Hold on. Is this one? You took everything?
No, this is mine.
This is hers.
No.
So anyway, so yesterday I was coming, but I had a scarf on and I was like, well, they're gonna think I'm a cancer patient.
Hey,
so.
Moné, you behind the stage. We're gonna bring you up shortly. No, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. I just see you back there.
Okay, put me on.
You're not in the studio. That's why I saw Moné. I'm waiting on you.
Here's in the raw.
Marcel, are you doing your pinnacle?
Yep.
What's this?
Hold on.
You ready for
everything together?
This is not my.
That's on my one copy.
Where did all her stuff go?
You walked to the printer. Did you take it
I got my name.
to the printer?
But I sent you something about a new tax. Nobody don't listen to me.
Everybody listens to you.
No, they don't. Nobody don't listen to me until they be in an emergency situation. Then they be like all ears.
You put it on the printer? I knew it. How long we got, Zoe?
You got what a fellowship.
No. Oh, you supposed to play that. Always play that first, especially when we're here.
Okay. This is the one. This is the guy that's gonna be coming in.
Right, but I don't have what I sent you.
No, I understand. I'm just getting you everything.
Oh, okay, cool.
That was sent.
That makes sense.
So even if we do all Christmas music, that's always the opener, and all night, all day is always the close.
Okay.
You said it was a taxing millionaires?
Yeah. People with $1 million homes. Jackson, Mississippi. So sure no one else gets a shady puff. Like Dexter Wade. What happened there?
Oh, it's nobody. The family wasn't told about him dying, and he was just buried.
How'd they find out?
We talked about that before. So is that an update?
I don't remember. This was just on the route today.
How you pronounce
No,
his
we
name?
talked about that.
Bakar?
Who? His?
Yeah.
Turn it up a little, so.
Abubakar.
Abubakar. Okay.
Abubakar? When did you send that to me? Because I'm looking.
This morning. I sent you. I forwarded it to you.
Okay. This morning you did?
Ain't my Sora beautiful?
Yes.
She is gorgeous.
When I walked in, he was sitting on the desk. I said, wait a minute. I thought Tammy said the Sora. That's the dude.
You so silly. I think they're either partners or some collaboration.
He's an Illinois person.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, I read it.
I'm not seeing anything you sent me this morning.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Am I not?
Because anything you send me for the show, I do print out. It's just I never got it.
Are you on board?
1 minute,
You got
minute and a
Moné's
half.
bio, right?
Okay.
Okay.
We have Nobody But Jesus. It's by Vanessa Bell Armstrong.
Who?
Vanessa Bell Armstrong.
Okay, did you add
There it
that?
Who did I send it to? Illinois?
Yeah.
What is that?
All right, send that to me and I'll get it printed.
What in the world?
Send it to all.
I sent it to Illinois. Oh my God. Did you get your fruit snacks, Zoe?
What's the thing?
I brought you some.
Oh, I got some here.
Oh. Oh, you said you didn't want no fruit snacks,
No,
so
I'm
you bust them open?
Yeah, and there's two for bottom. I already only ate one. Woo.
I'm still not in.
I'm putting this out.
Let me see.
I mean,
You
I'm
ain't
not,
on now.
I know.
Did y'all send her the link?
Yeah.
Nobody sent me
Just
no.
as helpful.
I'm not send you another.
Okay.
What's this?
I got to see all day, all night. Hold on.
Do it slower than that.
Slow?
Yeah, go slower.
No, she's telling you. Oh, Lord.
Adam.
I'm like, he's like, slower? I'm like, no.
You want to just slower? I got you.
I'm like, it's a fellowship, it's a friendship, it's a relationship, and all that means is what a brunch bunch-ship. Guess what? It is my favorite day of the week. You know, every day above ground is my favorite day. It's your main man, Action Jackson. You're rocking with the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. But it is my favorite day for sure of this week because my partner in crime is back in her seat looking better than ever before.
What's up, believers? I am so happy to be back outside now. I don't got my worldwide hoodie on though, but I am representing Bay. And you know what? Today I have got to say that I appreciate life way more than I did yesterday or the day before. And I bet you I'll appreciate it even more tomorrow. It's your girl, Tamara Fair, on the air. And I am so happy to be in the studio with the entire full brunch bunch in full effect. I feel like I'm at NBC News with all this stuff in front of me.
Yes, definitely do. We're going to have to upgrade to like the iPads they got now because we got a lot of paper. But you know what? You said something, and I talked about this on Instagram this morning. Life is fleeting, and the future is uncertain.
That's right.
And sometimes it's not until you had a near-death experience or you sick unto death and you don't know that you really appreciate it. But you know what? We should be living each and every day like it's our last because we never know.
It could be. One day it is going to be. But you know what? COVID, the stigma of COVID really does put your mental into a mortality space, right? You start thinking about, okay, it has taken so many people out. And I know that all of the believers used to say to me, Tamara, you can rest that mask. Y'all can hush that noise because I'm never taking this mask off. Let me tell you what else I'm never doing. I'm never going back to Atlanta.
Yeah.
In fact, this is the second time that I've gotten COVID from Atlanta. So I have decided that in my world, there are only 49 states. Georgia's out.
Well, you know what, Tammy? I emailed the Guinness Book of World Records to see if you hold the record of the most COVID.
You did that? You didn't have nothing else to do with your time?
I said, Tammy got it again. Did this make you say, let me go get vaccinated?
What? Absolutely not. And especially with my aneurysm, you know I'm not getting no vaccination with that. I don't know what is going on with that. I tell you what is not going on. It's not going to be that.
Well, definitely don't go back to Atlanta.
Definitely not. You who you talking about? Didn't I just put the period on that sentence?
I know.
I'm not going back to Atlanta.
But I'm like,
no aspersion on Atlanteans or whatever you call yourselves. But let me say this. I'm not going. And you know what? Not only did I get it, it was a super spreader. Like so many of my friends, even my doctor got COVID. Well, and that's because we shared a room in the house that we stayed in with the rest of our friends. Then a couple of my friends got COVID. One of my friends, Camille, got COVID. And so we took it all back to the different areas that we were, man.
Listen, you had us in the uproar when I got that text. I was sitting in my living room and Valencia and the babies were in the family
y'all
room,
definitely don't need it.
And the nanny was and her mama, and I was like,
everybody scattered.
No, I just jumped up and ran upstairs real quick and didn't come back down for like 30 minutes because I have at-home tests. And so I took 2 of them to make sure. And then I came back down and said, they said, what happened? I said, well, I got a text that I may have been exposed to COVID.
Ain't no mayhem.
So wasn't no talking to y'all. I want to run right about this room.
I know that's right.
And then a certain person had said that they had COVID, and I kind of knew it wasn't true, but I didn't want to say nothing.
Adam. Adam's test was like a pregnancy test with the faint second line. I said, Adam, go take an actual lab test. Yeah. And then the lab test came back negative, but he was asymptomatic. But that doesn't mean that you don't have COVID because you don't have. Because
the one time I had no symptoms.
So you were a super spreader without.
Wait a minute. No, you know what? No. You may be nuts. I got it when we were sheltered in place, so I didn't get to spread it nowhere.
How do you get COVID when you sheltered in place? Well, because somebody came over.
It was right at the beginning. I was at Pier 31, and we were leaving the docks, and I'm partying at the pier. It was raining, so I assumed that all my friends had colds because we were in the rain until Valencia woke up one morning and was like, I can't taste nothing. Then my friends in the group chat was like, I put on a lot of cologne, but I don't smell it. And I'm like, y'all got COVID. And when I went to the doctor was like, how you feel? I said, great. He said, good, go home. You got COVID. And I was like, well, I'll be John Brown.
Well, let me say this, that COVID is still alive and well, and she, like Karma, are still the 2 baddest broads in the universe, and they are to be respected.
Yes. Well, you know what? We're going to respect your time because we got a great show for you today. Call your friends and your frenemies. We have Great Hot Topics. Tammy is back, and we got a great guest coming up. Don't go nowhere. We got way more to share right here on Inspiration 1390. Yeah, because I got a great segment for y'all. So I want to make sure we don't prolong the time.
Oh. You got COVID brain, even if you didn't have COVID.
So the congressman spent $4,000 on OnlyFans.
Who?
Oh, on the porn site.
How much?
Oh, Lord.
How much?
$4,200.
No.
And I didn't know men had OnlyFans.
No,
No, that's what I'm
on a
saying.
man.
Because he's gay.
Why you gotta be gay?
Right, I know.
He's Is that the congressman? I thought that was a priest.
No, that's the congressman. They're voting to expel Congressman George Santos. Not for the OnlyFans only. Because he's a liar. He's been lying. Oh, it's me.
Pinnacle Construction and Remodeling has got you covered, specializing in home rehab.
Tag you in for what? That ain't your turn.
I know. I just do a little shout out after the commercial. Then it's gonna do your.
She looks like somebody's daughter.
Serving our Chicago community.
It's probably one of your friends.
This lady right here is amazing.
For a home that stands out, call
yes, she is.
623-4814.
That's who we were on TV with.
708-4814. Elevate your home with Pinnacle Construction and Remodeling, your partners in building perfection.
If you're looking for any home improvement during this season, call Pinnacle Construction. Deacon Robertson and the Pinnacle team will take good care of you. Call 708-623-4814. Let Deacon Robertson know you heard about them on the Brunch Bunch and get the work done on your home and business.
That's amazing. I love it.
Thank
love, you know, because when you're sitting at home doing nothing, you start looking around.
Yeah, this is the time when you really be like, you know what? I got family coming over. Let me get this ceiling patched up.
I didn't send it to you again.
Ann Parker said, welcome back, Queen. Love your sweater, sweetheart.
Oh, who said that?
Ann Parker.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Tina, he is a piece of work. What's up, DJ B-Lo? Tina, sugar. Welcome back, my girlfriend, Tamara Fair. I think about you every day. I love you. Oh. Zoe, you could fade this in about 30 seconds and bring in the raw.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't got it?
It's okay.
Can you read our phone?
I could if it was pull up.
This is it, right?
Yeah. But this is it.
I don't know why.
And if you put any background, tell me, because I don't get Instagram notifications so I can share it in real time. Like if you do any behind, like this one, okay. You see, just say I put a story up. You know, tap me or something. Because I don't get them until I leave here. Okay.
So, we're still talking about the migrants, which I've suspected by January, this migrant crisis will no longer be a crisis because everybody will be going back to home in Venezuela where it's warm. But Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson wants to help the homeless, but his plan for doing so likely involves creating more homeless people who will need help. So more people to help requires more government, right? That requires more taxes, and more taxes means fewer businesses and less job creation. Fewer jobs means more homelessness. It's like cyclical, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the problem is everything but solved. So the misnomer is that the Chicago Council approved Johnson's Bring Chicago Home plan to put a real estate tax to increase on the March ballot.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
But who is that real estate tax going to affect?
I'm about to tell you. So glad you asked. Johnson has been calling it the mansion tax. Well, neither name is accurate or honest. It's actually a business and renters tax. Why are we telling you this on the Brunch Bunch? Because We want you to get prepared. We want you to understand what is coming down the pipeline so that when you get that ballot, you can have cast an informed vote, right? So
Right.
first, it really isn't a tax on rich people's houses worth $1 million or more. Crane's Chicago business analysis to show that a 9-to-1 count of commercial property sales over $1 million compared to residential from April 2021 to April 2022. So they aren't there aren't that many mansions to tax, but there are plenty of commercial properties to tax. And when you tax businesses, there's always a cost. Consumer prices go up. You got to pass that on to the consumers.
Mm-hmm.
So jobs or a number of businesses still around to pay taxes. Well, second, how is Johnson going to bring homeless Chicagoans home by taxing job creators? He's done nothing to. I'm sorry, y'all.
That got you.
That got me because a lot of people really are looking for him to solve the problem when truthfully we all need to weigh in on this problem. But he's done nothing to say how the tax will be used. Tax first, figure out the details later. So the best way to permanently get people off the streets is through a job. Making it more expensive to start a business in Chicago, which this higher tax on the real estate sales will do, is not how you encourage businesses that could give homeless residents the means to a dignified life and a sustainable and gainful job. So Stephen Blake was homeless until another homeless man taught him to sell fruit on the downtown Chicago area and got him off the streets and gave him a business. And he used that information to get others off the street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you frowning like fruit ain't right.
But you know what? First of all,
People sell screws. People sell widgets.
I want to know, and I hate to have to say this, I do want to know Steven's race though, because if a black man is downtown on the corner homeless selling fruit, I don't see people buying.
If he downtown, he coming up. I'm just saying. So what this doesn't bring in the big bucks. Now that's Marcel's mantra, but he said he does it to serve those around him, to provide independence and sustainability. This fruit stand provided an income to get me off the streets, but this is not the work that I love. I love what I'm doing so that I can get to work, but this is not my first work love. People do have work loves. Mm-hmm. And so what's the plan? If voters are expected to give Johnson the okay for this higher transfer tax, he needs to prove that it will collect what it says it will collect. Well, he initially said 160 million, but now he's saying 100 million. Stand on the numbers, do the right thing, do the research, and then publish the correct number so people can follow you, right? When it's wishy-washy, people become wishy-washy.
True.
Otherwise, the money is likely to evaporate into thin air into the city finances. In Chicago, city politicians have a long history of tax plans failing to meet their promises, but we as taxpayers are still held paying the higher tax, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a significant reason to believe Johnson's tax will fall short of its revenue projections, and commercial property sales are already a few owners to find hard to dump and vacate over tax properties, and that's why we see so many businesses leaving Chicago. So I'm putting Johnson and everybody that's in city council on notice. Do the research before you even put this on the ballot.
Listen, I think the data that we got is subjective. I think the info is coming. It's opinionated. Of course, your opinion. I think we got to dig deeper into this legislation, because when you think about this real estate tax, it's taxing major corporations. Major corporations don't leave Chicago because of just Chicago issues. They leave because of state issues. So like our high state business taxes, the money it costs to do business in the state of Illinois. That's why you love Indiana, because of the great benefits at the state of Indiana. You don't say you love the city of Michiana, you love the state. So that's one thing. Second,
wait, hold on.
Okay.
Well, because the state has its issues, and the state has its statutes, and the state has its compliances, and they're usually in the form of statutes, right? And just like if you want to compare it, the state has its own minimum wage. The city then has its own minimum wage.
Yep.
And if you do business in the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois, guess what? You got to comply with both.
Right.
And that's why people are leaving Chicago. Businesses are leaving Chicago because when you got to comply with both and it's unfunded mandates and you're not able to raise prices to your consumers and pass those increased prices onto your consumers because it evaporates your consumer base, people say, okay, well, there's other sovereign states in this
that's not
nearby area.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because we got state, we got county, and we got city. Because you got to think, doing business in Chicago, you got to worry about whatever state taxes, you got to worry about county taxes, and you got to worry about city taxes.
And all of them are hiked. Like we are the highest.
But I don't think his tax is what's going to cause him out. You know,
what's going to cause him out? What's
that calls him out, calls him to leave, calls him out. When you talk about the history of Chicago, politicians stealing money, yeah, we're talking about the history of machine politicians in Chicago. The Brandon Johnson movement are more progressive politicians that don't have a history of stealing money.
So, I wasn't talking about stealing money. I was talking about it evaporating into other allocations besides what it was designed for.
Stealing?
No.
Because they take it from one pot, like, you know how we say robbing Peter to pay Paul? It's not necessarily being stolen, but we take them from one pot to put in another.
But that's not necessarily stealing. So when you have a budget, let's just do it on a micro level.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a home budget, right? And you have an entertainment line item. You have a gas, utilities line item.
Liquor line item for some people.
No, let's work with me, people. You just be quiet over there. Liquor line item. So today is Thursday. Y'all know what he's getting ready to do. Anyway, so if you underutilize or if you underspend on your entertainment budget, but you have an increase in your utilities, what are you going to do? Just short pay your utilities? No, you're going to take it from your entertainment budget. So that's what government can do,
but not Chicago government.
But not necessarily. But it's an act of Congress to have it done. But that's where we shortfall.
Yeah.
Because we don't do it. So you got like stickers, and you have that goes into a separate fund. But most stickers are in those funds have a surplus.
Yeah.
But when you have a deficit, say like whatever, then you need to move that money over to where your deficit is so that your surplus balances out. But for some reason, politicians don't get that's like
because they're not accountants. They're not educated.
But they got to be accountable.
Right. And that's what we hold them accountable.
No, we don't.
Well, we should hold them accountable. Let me say it. Well, I'll just say this because TIF funds.
Excellent example.
That is where we can show how funds have been, quote unquote, stolen. Because TIF funds are created to invest in West and South Side low-income communities. But then now we see, fast forward years later, TIF funds are going to property developments downtown. And they're going to these major projects that's not benefiting our community. So that's when I say still, because Chicago is a beast in itself. So it's not like Congress where they got to, well, back in the day, where Congress got to get approval to move funds from one fund to another. Chicago will move in old school Chicago, say we taxing to raise money for this, and then put it in a pot and pay their friends these major contracts to do work that's never done. I.e. Ed Burke on trial right now, you know, those type of situations. Mm-hmm. But I don't think we're in that day and age anymore because we have more people, astute constituents like Tamara Fair and the believers that are listening that are paying attention and holding people accountable. So I think, you know,
to a certain extent. I mean, to a certain extent that your time budget allows you to watch that. But you're right in a sense. But then I'm gonna give you some tweaks on that. Downtown does have a TIF, and downtown was supposed to have a TIF because even in downtown there are underdeveloped areas and where that TIF is supposed to develop, right? But typically where the rub comes in is because you don't use it in that area, you use it in already thriving areas to make it more thriving. Hence, Streeterville.
Yeah.
Streeterville is one of the highest rent districts in Chicago. Streeterville for 2 years did not utilize their TIF money. Why? They didn't need to. But then when people start finding out that they weren't using it, okay, it's a big rush to go utilize it.
Right.
But you already got multi-million-dollar structures in there.
Well, I think when Harold Washington and were
Oh, we
created,
going back. I'm
yeah,
talking
when
about
that
right
TIF
now.
was created, it wasn't created. When you talk about downtown under, that was like Cabrini Green. That was considered the Streeterville, Uptown, North Side area, but that's been developed. $1 million homes now. People have been displaced. I mean, it's a lot. We could dive into this.
Well, the overarching message here is keep an eye on this.
Yes.
Because what Chicago and Illinois does not need is another tax that doesn't do what it was supposed to do. We don't need another tax. Let's put a period on after tax, the X. But if we have a tax, we got to be vigilant watchdogs about making sure that that tax is doing what it was supposed to do. Otherwise, we got to do what we were supposed to do.
And 'tis the season to tax the rich. It's Mary, 'tis the season right here on the Brunch Bunch.
Talking about that $1 million homes. I'm like,
well, you know what?
Hello?
Now, I will say, when you hearing about it, you don't hear about the commercial side.
Nope.
You just hear about the $1 million home. So
Right.
that's where it needs to really be educated more. I thought the guest was here.
He is.
Oh, you can bring him in.
Yes,
I just didn't
perfect
want to
time.
Fade this out in 30 seconds. Drop What in the Caucasian. Let's keep it moving. And Monet is backstage ready. She waving at you, Tammy. She waving at you.
You got a call yet?
She said, yo.
No, did she call in though yet?
Monet in about 5 minutes, call in.
You're gonna do.
What about 5 or 6 minutes? We'll let you know.
You're gonna do Mitty's intro. I'm gonna do Monet's intro.
Okay. And make sure that's how we say his name. Mitty. Okay.
Mitty like Smitty.
Hello.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Mitty, yeah.
Mitty.
And how do you pronounce your last name?
Abubakar. Multiple syllables.
You did good.
Yeah, I did.
You said that. Abubakar.
What's it right here?
Yep.
All right, fade us out. So, What in the Caucasian? Let's roll.
I'm very excited about this one.
No.
Chicago.
Keep it aside this year. I'm saying hi to her.
Yeah, we gonna have to
nice.
get Zoe a higher chair. Everybody,
Zoe, right where she wanted.
everybody be walking in like, oh, I didn't know you were back there.
Every time I try to climb up in the tall chair,
Welcome. I'm sorry. I got COVID brain, so
Wait, brunch move.
ignore me.
buying, selling, or refinancing. Make your next move with
Not feeling well?
I feel fine now, but the residual effects.
It wasn't a Caucasian, right?
Yeah, you ready? Push them back some. The commercial, yeah, so we can keep it moving.
Looking to revamp your living space or recover from the unexpected?
I'm trying to figure out.
I just love your outfit. I'm so happy to see you.
Don't try to deflect.
No, you really do brighten my day someday. But the other day you was texting. I got on the radio. I said, I believe she's feeling better because she was on one via text.
I was not feeling better though.
I'm like, so, but we're gonna keep praying that God makes her whole and complete so she can
Thank
come
you.
on
Those
back.
prayers work, y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
623-4814.
All right.
Elevate your home with Pinnacle Construction.
What's
and
at the
Remodeling.
What in the
Your
Caucasian?
partners in building
Go tell it.
Interview.
What in the Caucasian?
After speaking to nobody but you.
So on today's episode of What in the Caucasian, I don't have to read a news article. I can tell you my experience. I had a run-in with a Karen last night, and I could not believe it. Last night, Valencia and I went to see the Broadway production, The Wiz, at the Cadillac Palace Theater. And if you've been thinking about getting tickets, trust me, you want to go see The Wiz. It was an amazing production from start to finish. Tomorrow we'll be interviewing the Wicked Witch of the West, Eveline, who stars in the show. She was amazing. So I'm sitting in the theater now. You know, I'm a Broadway buff. I go all the time. So I know the rules of the theater. There's no flash photography. There's no pictures. There's no video. There's no rule that say you can't pick up your phone to check a text message or make sure your kids are fine, you know, like parents have to do. But because I know the theater is dark, I turned my light all the way down.
That was respectful.
You know, because I want to be respectful. And I'm sitting in my seat and minding my business. And out of nowhere, this white woman who was not even sitting behind me So think of behind me. She was about 4 seats to the right of me. Jumps up, walks down, screams in my ear, spits on me,
Oh my God.
and says, "Put your phone away. Why are you on your phone? Put it up now." And when I say I kind of shook, so I had to turn around to see who the heck was
Because
talking
you thought
to
it
me.
was your friend.
Because I'm like, maybe it's somebody from Broadway in Chicago, a worker telling me, but she was very loud. So I turned around and I looked, and my first thought was, okay, I'm going to do like the white women do when black people in their space. I said, you startled me. I'm very afraid.
I fear for my life.
I'm fearing for my life.
Ground.
And so then she put her hand up to tell me, like, whatever, shut up.
Ooh.
So I turned around and Valencia said, do you know? I said, no. She said, you about to put your phone up? I said, no, I'm going to cut the light up now.
Because that's
all the way up.
I said, because now she got the right one tonight. So I sit there. We mid-play. We almost in the end.
She went back to her seat?
Oh, she went back to her seat. I didn't want to cause a ruckus in the middle of the play. Now, if I had been drinking like I used to, thank God for saving me, it would have probably shut the theater down. I waited to the end, and I said, Valencia was like, let's go. They were doing their bows. And I said, no. She said, what are we waiting on? I said, I got to talk to this young lady. I said, so we'll leave when the lights come on so I can go talk to her. And so as the lights cut on, I could see her trying to make a beeline out of the theater. But luckily, it's a crowd. She can't move. So I walked right next to her and her husband or whoever he was. And I said, excuse me, ma'am, do I know you? She said, no. I said, so why did you think it was okay to come and assault me? I said, and you spit on me, you yelled in my ear. I was afraid for my life. I said, now, if my reflexes would have knocked you behind these chairs, it would have been a problem. That was so rude of you to be on your phone. I said, do the rules say I can't be on my phone? Yes, the rules. I said, no, they don't. I said, I know the rules because I'm a Broadway in Chicago member. I said, the rules say no photography, no video. And it doesn't say a grown man can't pick up his phone to check it. Well, and then I said, well, I was checking on my kid. She said, oh, you should have sat on the end then.
Oh.
And so then I said, okay, it's 1390. I got to remember. So I said, ma'am, I would urge you to never walk up on a grown man again to tell him what to do, especially not a black man. I said, because if I was somebody different, it wouldn't be this light. Mm-hmm. And then she goes to turn around and say, I don't care who you are. Wow. And so then I'm like, wow. Holy Ghost, help me, because I'm about to go to jail. But I want to shout out to it was some black brothers. I know a few people. So this young man was walking up and he just started screaming, I know you're not yelling at a black man. I know you're not yelling at a black man. And he kept saying, which caused the tension in the theater. And so then people that knew me started walking up like, Action Jackson, are you okay? Are you okay? And I said, no, I'm not okay. I've been assaulted by this white woman in front of me who came and spit and screamed in my ear. I said, I fear for my life. And I almost got defensive. And they're like, what? She was like, I was just telling him. I said, I don't care what you was telling me. I said, that's what's wrong with white women in this country. Then she turned around and rolled out. I said, yeah, turn around, Karen, before I knock you out this theater. I said,
you got big mad.
I was big mad. Then they said, well, how did you like the play? I said, oh, it was amazing. But, I did tell her, you never know what people are going through.
She could have got messed up.
I said, and this could have been the worst day of my life. And I could have.
And it could have been the worst day of her life.
And it could have been the worst day of her life. But the points are, mind your business, because I was not disturbing anybody. Now, if we were laughing, talking too loud, I would have tapped somebody on the shoulder like, can you keep it down? We're trying to enjoy the show. My phone in my hand did not hurt her at all. But because of privilege, she felt like she could just come and tell me to put my phone up. And in that moment, it flipped, like Master was saying, put that phone up. I was ready to flip every bench in that theater. Then the man was bogus too. How can you allow your woman to come talk to a grown man?
She making more money.
No, she was younger. He looked like a sugar daddy. He was an older white guy with gray and black hair. And she was young with red hair. Talking about, I work in theater, not this theater. Clearly not a Broadway production because you in the back. But nevertheless,
You're in the audience, exactly.
You in the audience. So I
Well,
said,
I think how you handle yourself was really, really good because I don't know a lot of people that would have had that constraint.
yeah,
And the fact that you are a believer really shows in times where it's needed because that right there could have got, like you said, turned really, really ugly. And it could have been an earmark for not black theater, but for Broadway theater in
yeah.
Chicago for times to remember. And I'm not
I
talking,
would
I'm
have been
talking
on
about,
257-932 this morning. Because when
and
I
social
got through
media.
flipping
And
Becky,
social media.
yeah, you know what? And that's why I was like, oh, I wanted her to really come. I'm like, oh, I'm finna be on the roof. I'm finna go viral for Becky. Broadway Becky would have been her name, you know.
That's her
But
name from now on.
but yeah, Broadway Becky tried it, and she tried the right one. So I told Valencia afterwards, because Valencia was with it. I said, I couldn't hit this woman. But in my mind, I kept saying, Lord, I hope Valencia, if she get in my face, just rap back and knock her clean out. Valencia said, baby, I was ready. But no, you know what? I just want people to mind their business.
Well, there's a way to say that though. Like if that was disturbing her, she could have said, you know what? I have a sensitivity to light, and I know it's kind of far, but would you mind not being on your phone for a moment because it's.
But Tammy, look at that dim. That's
First
how
of
it
all, I
was.
can't see it.
You can't even see. You just saw the phone in my hand. So your privilege said, let me go tell this black man, because I'm a little white lady, to put his phone up because he gonna listen to me. Baby, bye.
If someone could identify who this lady was, what seat were you sitting in?
I was sitting in row P, seat 11 and 12.
So she had
and
to be
she
sitting.
was in A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We'll come after P. Y'all know I'm joking.
That's
Cute.
public school.
Right.
I'm gonna come after P.
But it was just, I was flabbergasted, but I won't lie, I was excited. I was like, yes, I got a Karen experience, but I wanted it to go just a little further, so I had a reason to flip it and be on the news. But
No.
no,
You know what we need to flip though? We need to flip how we educate people.
Yes.
And how to not respond, but how to approach people. When you have an issue, you have to deal with that issue appropriately. Otherwise, you're going to be dealt with inappropriately.
Yep. And if it was like old school Tammy.
Oh, no. It wouldn't be now school Tammy. You come to me today, especially after COVID brain, baby.
Right. You know what? A few people was like, oh, I wish I was sitting in that seat next to you because I would have flipped. I'm like, well, I'm glad. I just wanted to make it a teachable moment. So I did tell her, you be very careful who you talk to. Because if I was a young thug with packing or something and it was the worst day of my life, it could have been a mass shooting or something. That's why we got to be careful how we treat people. It's just nice to be nice.
It's nice to be nice.
You know what? We're going to be nice to you believers. Up next, we got great guests that's coming to educate you on some great benefits right here on the Brunch Bunch. Don't go nowhere. We got way more to share.
What?
Monet back there live.
That's
you
crazy.
had a perfect song. Stay safe, but you didn't confirm whether you wanted.
Oh, you should have just.
You didn't confirm whether you wanted.
It was nobody but the Lord who kept me from. I said I cannot. She was like all up in my personal space too.
You talking about old school Tammy? Let me tell you something. You know, COVID brain is real. Like you forget things. I forget sometimes lately because of this recent bout how to exercise my constraints that the Lord has taught me, right? Yeah. So had that been me in that seat,
a little more aggressive.
Tina, I said I wish I had a folding chair. That would have been listen. I wish I had a folding chair. It was gonna go down. But you know what's
Alabama
funny?
Smackdown.
Now I can tell you all this back Facebook. Don't tell nobody like it. But you know, usually when I go to the theater, we have a few drinks. Yep. We having a good time. Last night I didn't. Wow. And but if she would have caught me 2 shows ago, like at Michael Jackson when I was feeling real good, I would have, the lights would have came on me and show. Because I couldn't believe and she did spit. It was like, you know how somebody talking, the spit come out.
Y'all wouldn't have had that if you had masks on.
Well, Valencia definitely had her mask on.
What would you have said?
Said, Lord, I'm sorry, and let out every expletive.
Well, I didn't say, I did cuss out. I did cuss a little bit. I couldn't say that on there. I said, you old Karen.
Oh, you know what though? People have to be very cautious about how you approach people. Like you're in my personal space now. You're way more wrong than my phone was.
And you don't know what I'm going. I'm worried about 2 little ones that we dropped off to my mother who never watched both of them at the same time. I'm making sure.
And one of them got issues.
And one of them got health issues. I'm like, you got to be kidding me right now.
That's so wild.
Okay, let's fade this out and come on in so we can
crazy, though?
get to call in, Monet.
No, I think we do.
Oh.
We got a call. Isn't it crazy though? When you do get a Karen, you do get excited about it though.
I was like,
Because
oh,
when I got one on my block, I got so excited.
How you get a
How
Karen?
you get a Karen?
Because I didn't pick up my dogs. You know what? And she got really upset with me.
Oh.
And
She's not. That's not Karen though.
no, but then I came back like 2 days ago. And like 2 days after, and then she's like, I suggest you never walk on this block again. You're not allowed on this block ever again. I said, what are you talking about? I can walk wherever I want.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a Karen and Ken situation. That don't.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Look, you took the words out of my mouth. I'm like, look, Ken, you can't be complaining about Karen. But I get it. Karen's
But that is a violation of your rights, and for you to think that you have more rights than I do.
So it's fun.
If I would have told her to cut her phone off or light down, police would have been at the theater.
Absolutely.
Okay, hold on one moment.
So which one do she mute? She'll mute. Monet, mute your computer because they're gonna hear you through the phone.
Yes.
And I'm gonna bring you on.
You have the link or no? Link?
Hey, beautiful.
So we're gonna hear you through the phone, Monet. You're rocking with the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. It's your main man, Action Jackson, and I'm proudly posted up with my girl.
It's your girl Tamara Fair on the air, and today, y'all, you guys know December the 7th. Say it with me. Somebody said December the 7th.
December the 7th.
December the 7th. I know you've been seeing all of these commercials on TV about December the 7th enrollment period, and that is a very important date. But we're going to tell you today why it is so important.
And we are glad to have with us Mitty Abubakar. Listen, I wrote it down exactly. I'm moving too fast. But our main man, Mitty, with Bivix Wealth Senior Medicare Advocate, Bivix Wealth Insurance Solutions. He is a devoted senior advocate with Bivix. Beyond his professional role, he wants to share with you a little more about who he is and the passion that drives him to protect seniors and create lasting relationships. He's proud to call Illinois his home where he resides with his family. He's your local representative from Bivix, and he's joined today with his colleagues.
Miss Moné Swann, who is CEO of Bivix Wealth and Insurance Solutions, as well as Bivix.io, and president of Collaborative Expansion Foundation. Her primary roles and responsibilities include setting strategic directions, overseeing operations, and ensuring the company's growth and success. Notable achievements throughout her career are winning more than 100 top sales awards, ranking number 3 in the world for supplemental sales and national-owned insurance companies. Her educational experience and professional journey have been nothing short of remarkable. She is a graduate of, yes, that HBCU, Fisk University, and a proud member of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. It is our pleasure to introduce these two powerhouses.
Mitty and Monet, welcome.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
We are glad to have you guys. Tamara has been so excited to have her soror.
Yes.
And
No, not just my soror, my line sister.
Oh, excuse me, line sister and fellow Fiskite, which we hear about both of those frequently on the show. So welcome, Monet.
So we're really excited about bringing these resources to the community because now we talk about Medicare, Medicaid, but we don't really know how expansive these resources are. And we don't really know the importance of how we can tier and stack these resources and make our lives better. So our audience, our believers are right in, for the bulk of our listenership, right in that Medicare, Medicaid age group. And then we also have a great population who are approaching that age group. So let's talk about why this December the 7th date is so important.
It's important in a number of ways because you want to make sure that you speak to senior advocates like ourselves at Bivix to make sure that you maximize the benefits, especially being on Medicaid and Medicare. All of our advisors or benefits advisors, so to speak, are well versed in the field. You know, we have to certify every year through CMS, which kind of oversees Medicare, the program. Make sure that we are aware of what the state offers through Medicaid. So we got to pair those two benefits together to make sure that each and every individual maximizes their benefits so that their health is protected and make sure all the other benefits fit in with their lifestyles as well, because every individual is different. So that's what we go out to do.
That's
Excellent.
good. And we love the seniors here. We have a senior club, and they are a protected class of people. And so when it comes to Medicare and Medicaid, there's so many people out here trying to take advantage of them. So we're great to have companies like yours. Moné, can you elaborate on Bivic's core vision and mission when it comes to assisting seniors with Medicare enrollment and exploring additional health options?
Oh my goodness, that is like the best topic ever, because that has been my mission. Look, Tammy's laughing. It has been my mission, and I am a senior, so
oh
looking
no.
out for all of us. But what's important is to understand that those of us who come together for the underserved, the underrepresented, the ones that have been kind of cast aside, they need to have representation. And listening to what you guys were talking about earlier, it's to understand that we need more companies like Bivic that care about the people to keep them in business. And so for me, it's so important. Every advocate that we have, they are certified. But guess what, y'all? They care about people first. They are not going in there to sell. That is not the objective. The objective is to go in there, find out what they're needing, give them the love, the compassion, listen to what they're saying, and then because of that, we're able to create a relationship, right? It's called LTV, lifetime value, for them and their families. Most of these agencies are out there and they're sales. We have a mission, and it is not about the commission.
I love it.
Come on. You better come on.
Come on, new t-shirt.
So understanding this is what we need at the grassroots level. And so when we understand that seniors are our mothers, our grandmothers, our grandfathers, our uncles, we all need support. This is not a one-man show. So for the company, the mission is to get advocates to care, make sure they're certified, make sure they're available, and make sure they are going out into the communities and talking to people, getting them to say, hey, I love you. What is going on? And so with the scams that are going on from now, or actually start back in October, all the way to December 7th, the reason why it was so important and imperative, Tammy, that we came on to talk to you guys. First, we love what you're doing.
Thank you.
Inspiration is important. I came out of singing gospel with Fred Hammond and Shirley Caesar.
Oh, wow.
And so having that foundation gives me the courage and inspiration to go forward every day. And it is a journey, right, to do what's right, because not everybody wants to do that.
So, Moné, I think that's right there where we need to put a pin in it for just 1 second, because you talked about something so important. Scams. When people talk about Medicare, Medicaid, they don't even consider there could be a scam. So we're so excited about having you. Now, I just want to sing your praises for a minute, because you are among 3% of founders in the insurtech space globally. Y'all know what globally is, right? Around the world. Okay, just in case you didn't know.
The South Side?
No, just not the South Side. And part of less than 1% of minority females in that space. So I love the fact that you have taken a compassionate approach to bridging those gaps and stopping the scams. But what should seniors actually look out for in terms of the scams?
Great question.
So what Medicare.gov has done to assist but has inadvertently hurt people is saying don't answer your phone when you're getting calls, because you don't know who's on the other side of the phone, and that is 100% accurate. However, how are you going to have the conversation? How are you going to enroll unless you're in a place where you can meet somebody face to face? Like, I would love to be in Chicago, but we have Mitty. Mitty's fantastic. He is an expert in his space. He knows how to communicate. He loves our seniors. So I feel confident that moving forward, people in Illinois will have his cell phone, Tammy, cell phone.
There you go.
Call him. We don't do 800 numbers here.
That's right.
No.
That's right.
No 800 numbers. And then what's important is we're going out to the community. So we're in 44 states right now. And even if we're not in your state, we have somebody close enough that will get in a car, train, plane, whatever, and you create some type of community for us. We will come sit call us,
Mm.
email us,
Awesome.
go to the website because we're there for you.
What's
I
the
love
website?
that. Yeah.
What's the website, Moné?
So it's secure65healthplans.com.
Secure65healthplans.com. And that's one, just plan, not plans.
Look at us in
Huh.
sync.
In
And
sync.
also you can email us at info@mybivx.com. mybivx.com. Info@.
Well, you know what?
Right? And then let me just go ahead and
go.
put the number out there.
Please
as well,
do.
if you don't mind.
Please do.
Tammy's like, yeah, she's a fifth guy. Okay, so it's 833-300-4968. 833-300-4968.
No,
That's
no,
your
you
senior
got
moment there.
no,
Sorry,
no. We wanted you to repeat the number. You're answering the questions out of our head.
That's
'cause
right.
We were going, but I wanted to look at Minnie in the studio, and he's on site. We work with a lot of seniors. We do a lot of work with seniors, so we see the scam artists, and we try to teach them and protect them. Funny, I was talking to my 81-year-old best friend this morning, who was talking about his Medicaid plan, and I said, "Don't you have Medicaid?" He said, "Well, my Medicaid is better." And I said, "Not really. You got to explore your options." Let's talk about some of the benefits that people are missing by not enrolling in the different plans.
Sure, absolutely. When you have the Medicare and then you do have a plan to pair up with your Medicare and Medicaid, you have lots of benefits. You get to see different doctors, specialists. There's plans here locally in Illinois through a local company, actually, which offers huge benefits. Dental insurance, vision coverage. They even give you cards to spend money on healthy foods these days. A flex card so that you could use it at the dentist, get your vision corrected, work on your teeth, so to speak. There's so many other options out there that's why, we take such pride as advocates to go out there and teach people.
Well, I'm glad. Yesterday we talked about a story, Tammy, where the doctor was telling his patients they had cancer, prescribing them chemo just so that he can get paid and they didn't have cancer. But a lot of people didn't go get a second opinion because they didn't think they qualified for it, or they thought they can only see this one doctor. But with you all, you educate them on how you can get to certain plans and have options.
Correct. And like Moné was saying, we do our best to separate ourselves from agents. We're advocates. So when that person has questions, has issues, call us.
And that number is 833-300-4968. 833-300-4968. Is that your cell phone?
No, my cell phone's a little bit different.
He about to get a cell. You know what? Give
Run
our
that
believers
cell
your
phone,
cell
man.
phone. Run that number, bro.
My cell phone is 331-333-2159.
One
Say
more
it again.
time.
Two more times.
331-333-2159.
Last time.
331-333-2159.
Now, if y'all didn't get that in them 3 times,
Go on our Instagram and Facebook page because we're
There
gonna
you
post
go.
it for you. But it's so important, believers. What age should they be? How do they qualify for these benefits? What age?
Well, everybody's situation is different, but normally you age into Medicare at 65.
Okay.
However, we do have people who, they might be on disability. So they're eligible for Medicare after 24 months of disability. Again, every situation is different, and we pride ourselves in helping people, just maximize their benefits.
And really quickly, what's the difference between Medicare and Medicaid?
So Medicare is a federal program. When you age into Medicare, usually at age 65, you get your Part A and Part B. Part A is hospitalization. Part B is to go to the doctor, etc. Medicaid is state. It's state sponsored. So every state's going to have a different Medicaid program. Usually you have to qualify income-wise to get your Medicaid program. So again, it's case to case, but primarily based on income, Medicaid.
So it's December 7th just for Medicare recipients or Medicaid?
December 7th is for people who have Medicare only. People with Medicare and Medicaid, we can help throughout the year.
Oh, wow. That's good to know.
Right.
So if you bundle, you got resources throughout the entire year.
Absolutely.
Great.
But we also have the next 3 months, starting January through March as well, where we can help people who are not satisfied with the program they picked this time around.
Mm.
We're still out there working hard to make sure, hey, we got you. We'll talk to you about what's available to you. If you don't like this, we'll put you somewhere else.
Well, we have got to have you guys back.
Yes.
Because we want to talk about on the next time that you all come back some of the challenges they're facing and confusion that are facing regarding Medicaid and Medicare and what the next steps are and how Bivix can actually transition you and educate you seamlessly into a comfortable situation.
Yes,
Thank you,
Moné
guys.
and Mitty, thank you guys for coming. We're going to post this information on our social media. December 7th is the cutoff date for Medicare recipients to pick a program, but they'll be around January to March to help you make sure you pick the right program. If not, they're going to help you. Listen, we're going to help you pick the right program back up tomorrow because we are out of time, but we are never out of content. We encourage you on this Throwback Thursday, no matter what you're going through, no matter what Karen comes your way, go home, get in your bed tonight and pull the covers over your shoulders because angels are watching over you. Up next is AC Green. After that, Pastor DeAndre Patterson with the afternoon drive. We get it done all night long right here on Inspiration 1390.
So for you guys still on
Perfect.
Yeah,
I don't need
excellent.
you. I don't
3
need you. I
seconds.
don't need you. I don't need
So you guys still on Facebook, thank you so much for tuning in. What a excellent show today. And
Can federal employees enroll in the plan?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sugar. Call that number.
833-300-4968. That's 833-300-4968. And let me get your cell phone number again.
It's 331-333-2159. That's on the screen.
Awesome. You guys, don't get caught up in any mess. Let these people do their best, and they do it well. You know, we don't bring you companies that we haven't vetted.
Take a picture of this and put this up.
Thank you so much. You guys have a great afternoon. Thank you, Moné. I love you.
See you. Nice meeting you, Moné.
My beautiful story.
Hold on, we didn't hear you. Hold on. Unmute yourself.
I was going to say, we've got a lot to talk about. We've got the crypto, the pension plans that are going away, that are coming in, replacing the 401k. Seniors need to know there's other options, talking about annuities, life insurance, and infinite banking. So anytime you guys need us, we will come on. We are not a one-trick pony. Thank you.
Yes, I like that, especially the infinite banking.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That's big. We got to really educate the community.
We have to, because that's where they can protect their money.
Oh,
we gotta. Every employer has to offer a 401k plan.
Yeah, but guess what? They're rolling them out. IBM and AT&T are getting rid of them. So you want those people to put their money in something else that's protected under contract. Talk about the reverse ATMs, you guys. They're taking money out of circulation. There's a lot of stuff going on. So let me know when you want me to come back. I'd love to.
All right, Tammy. Want you, baby.
Bye, baby. Love you. Baby. Yeah, you definitely need to come back before because December the 7th is coming up.
Yeah, the 4th is Monday. So the
whenever
7th
you figure it out.
Thursday.
So she needs to come back on
Monday. Whenever you say, we will be there.
Wednesday, Monday. Wednesday.
Do they have time to get them though?
Well, Monday. We could do them. We could have them first, and then.
So Moné, come back on Monday.
I will. Action Jackson. Thank you.
No
I love
problem.
you guys.
We'll
I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
Weekend.
Okay. Bye.
You down for coming back Monday?